This is a general reading for the week, and let's start off with Monday. So, on Monday, you see that we're looking back at the things that we've wanted. We're making notes of what worked and what didn't. We're also relaxing and letting go of things of the past because what we realized, what we wanted, isn't what it was. Um, because as you can see, this was the past, and this is like currently like saying it's not working, it's not as abundant and fertile and all the things that you want, and that's fine. It doesn't mean that it wasn't, it just means that currently that no longer is the case, and that's why you're rethinking both of these cards and you're walking away and you're letting it go. You've gotten everything you've gotten from it, whether it's the resources, the lessons, the skills, whatever it is, and you're rebalancing, you're recalibrating. And the thing is, it can feel like so this butterfly, you can see it's big, and in order to get that big, that took years of the growth, right? And it might have felt like such a swift cutoff. And I don't mean necessarily for you. You could have been thinking about it for so long, but you'll see here that like you want, it's like you want, and then they're sad, and then they're just like, one's already walking away, one is still looking at you and like with sad eyes. Like, do you see that I'm sad? Why did you choose this? But for you, it's because you've been pouring, it's been sticky, it doesn't feel good. And that's why, and on Tuesday, you start to relax more and have fun more. This one. Because what happens is when you first walk away, when you first give up, even if it's toxic, you still grieve what it was or what it could have been, you know. But again, like I said, it's not dry in terms of it was a bad decision. It just, that time was over. You've gotten all the resources you could out of it. And now you get to feel calmer about it. Now you get to walk away from what made you sad. And I love that these two cards just mirror each other. You've got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. You've got the one that, excuse me, looks back with, kind, good emotions. And then you've got the one that looks forward with, I have what I have. What can I do with it going forward? And then on Wednesday, oh, focus. This card kind of threw me off because these horses look angry, and it's kind of giving this whole rushing, this whole black and white. Um, but the rest of the cards don't indicate that. So that's what's interesting. So maybe you get a moment of feeling like of your old ways of, I've got to do this, I've got to do something now. But Wednesday, someone or something or some situation happens where you're reminded again that, like, maybe you're not completely detached yet. Maybe it's one of those, let's say you gave notice or something, or like if you break up but you still run into your ex kind of thing, you know. But it's like you're reminded that you're growing something new, you must protect it. You see how like both of us like, let's protect it. And then here it's sort of like, here you have this sword where someone goes, that was really swift. Like, why did you cut me off? And now you're kind of like, let me start unraveling the pain. Let me start healing myself. And part of that healing is the protection of what your next idea is. You know, you've noticed what didn't work, you're taking notice, and you have the resources. And now, why not also take, sorry, one moment. My alarm was going off. Strange. Okay. Um why not take baby actions? This guy isn't pulling all the sorts. It's just like, let's do one thing at a time. Like, if you're feeling panicking, I'm not doing anything, nothing's happening. But again, start small, start with an idea, protect that idea, don't be telling people about it, and this just take one action. And then on Thursday, I love that there's so much like relaxing and balancing everywhere. You've got like this guy who's kind of sitting there thinking, this one is like relaxing and playing. You've got this is to me a balancing and a balancing, and again now you have it both. And also it has a lot of like looking at the past and looking forward to the future. Again, looking at the past, looking forward to the future, again starting something for the future. And Thursday, I like Thursday very much. um Monday has a mixed feeling. It's this whole week is sort of like a little bit of roller coaster still, because Monday you're looking back, but then you also realize you've hurt people, you kind of feel bad about it. But then Tuesday you start thinking more about yourself, and then you feel better, you're a little more relaxed. But then Wednesday you're kind of like panic, I got to do something for my future. And then Thursday you're back to kind of going, okay, um, once again reassessing, taking notes, and you're kind of like, I've looked at the past, I've looked at the future, and now let me feel into it. Like the rest, Thursday and Friday is a little more of feeling into things while you're still taking the steps. That's what this card is kind of like. What if someone didn't judge me? What would I want to be? Who would I want to be? What would I want to do? What would I allow myself to do? And that takes strength and courage on two levels. To be yourself, to look even a hot mess if you want to. I'm just like imagining like bedhead, like I would sleep in and people might judge you. Oh, you're lazy. And you're just like, I needed the rest. I do. And again, that's part of why you see here, there's like holding a rose in the mouth. And there's two things about that: holding something beautiful for yourself and holding the silence for yourself, because people will judge. And now you want to be able to allow your soul to do something without external judgment, and also the internal, because sometimes when people say things for so long, you forget who said it and why they said it, and you take it as your own voice, and you're thinking like you're doubting yourself, you're not feeling confident, you're not opening up. Because like even here it's like, yes, these are like protect your little project, but here it's kind of like you can't even open yourself up. Like she's still sort of like tightly closed up. um Whereas this guy, the King of Cups, he's out and about. The world is happening. Whatever is happening behind him, he doesn't care. He's like, let them do what they want to do, and let you do what you want to do. If they're moving, you don't have to. You can sit there. You can enjoy the view. Um, who knows where they're going? It doesn't matter, because you're worried about your own path. That's all, you know. And again, Friday, you have a bit more of protecting. But what's cool is when I'm looking at that spider web, that web takes a while to spin, to create, to be there. It is not just like overnight. Um, and I noticed, I think that's a sledgehammer that's there. This thing right here. It's kind of like whatever you made before, you're kind of like, let's let's not use that anymore, right? Like this is something new. Whatever worked before worked. Some of it can carry over, but what if you gave yourself permission again to start new, to not have to carry the old in? And again, this is kind of like cool where it's mirroring, because it's kind of like I said this and this kind of mirrored, but they were kind of like looking in different directions. But imagine if I did this, and now they're looking at each other. And so now you have this where, again, you're not quite looking at each other, and it makes sense because you're not quite integrating yet, right? If the future is uncertain, it's not, you're still kind of like, in the other one, it's looking past versus future. This one is like looking up, it's um, more spiritual, right? It's more one, your soul, and then two, looking to the universe, the divine, higher guidance, conscious, God, whatever it is, and being like, set me free. This is like, um, actually, that's funny. See, the sun card came up twice, but that's like different versions. In the other version, it was more about relaxing and playing, but this is more about like really set me free of the karmic cycle of what I've been doing, the way I've been um, over giving and now protecting myself, my energy. This one's closed, this one's open. And that's where you want to get to. Where you want to get to this, you start having divine downloads. You're remembering all the stuff you used to love as a kid that gave you joy, that you can move forward with and try again and not feel judged by. And you might have a little doubt in terms of, you might feel like it's challenging to set the foundation and you have a long way to go to rebuild, because wherever you came from, you may have been the quote unquote expert, right? Like maybe you've done it 10 years and you're just like, I have 10 years of experience or 20 years of experience. I've been doing this. That has been my identity. To switch to this is kind of odd. But again, even though I'm doing a week ahead, this honestly feels more like um, the rest of the year ahead, for example, the rest of 2026. But this could be potentially, let's say, a sneak preview, and just remember this moment. And I have a cup that says, dream a little dream. Why not? And again, that kind of goes back to dream a little dream a new dream. You've dreamt the past, you've done it. Now, what's your next one? And this card too is the dream a little dream. And this is sort of more like, it's not you showing others. Again, protect everything, keep it private. This is kind of like your higher self or your guide kind of going, voila, look how many things you've done. Look how many things you can do. Like, why aren't you seeing these? Let me show you. Let me be like, um, this is like so cool. Like, this is your wish come true, with the little heart, rub it. Um, oh, he has like a little audience, like the little rat there. And again, this is the relaxing, but relaxing in luxury, because you had all the things you had. And if you feel like I have to start over, then I have to start like being ultra conservative. I have to save my money. I have to be careful. I have to be like living sort of like college student days or something. No, no, not at all, and I am sort of talking about it. Oh, sorry, ouch. I am talking more about it in terms of like work stuff. Um, because it's just easier for me to talk about it that way. It can be relationship, it can be friendship, it can be anything else, moving to another new place. But yeah, so normally it's like the genie is like someone that pops out and grants you your wish. Um, and so if there is a genie or someone, a helper, this could be someone who's an earth angel who is here to be like, I can help you. Like someone who, let's say you want to be an entrepreneur and you need the money. And this guy can be a business partner, for example. But before that, and before you can attract all these things, you have to you have to get clear on what you do want first. That's what this week is about. It's like, I think you already do know though, because there's hints everywhere that's like you're protecting something, the start of something. And I think you know what it is. You started it because you know there's a challenge to it. But once upon a time, to get to where you are now, there was a challenge, right? And you overcame that and you got a lot of things out of that. So just remember that. And overall, for the week, I would say again, look back at what you've wanted, and maybe there's something old in that, like, whether it's childhood or whether something really recent that, like, let's go that. Let's pick that now and let's work on that. Like, we've worked on what we've worked on. Let's work on the other one. Keep it quiet, balance your energy, and just take one step at a time. Be open to help, be open to starting, be open to what your soul wants and need. Be open to not following others' path and just doing your thing. And that's the true message of this week.